And let's talk about Aubrey O'Day, who I know a lot of people was hoping and praying that she was going to come out and testify against the diddler because, she has been, screaming through a foghorn about his no good behind for decades. I would say 20 years. But unfortunately, and she did say that she is not going to be testifying in the trial. And the reason why she would not be testifying is because if you are going to be a potential witness, like you notice that Dawn Richard, Cassie, all these people that have come forward so far that have been on trial have not said a word, is because if you're being subpoenaed to speak in a case, you cannot be out here running your mouth to the press. And Aubrey's been speaking to the press. That producer that worked on Diddy's Love album was speaking to the press and all this other stuff. So I think that's why they're not being asked to speak on trial. So that's why Aubrey is not out here going to be able to say anything because she's been running her mouth in these streets. So now in an exclusive statement to People, the former Danny Kane singer who's 41, sorry, 44, was not subpoenaed or called to testify, saying, "This trial is bittersweet for me as I've been speaking the truth about Diddy for 20 years now." She then explains that her podcast on the saga, still speaking to Amy Robot and TJ Holmes, they still got a damn podcast. I still don't believe their relationship is real, but whatever. They said Aubrey O'Day, Amy Robot and TJ Holmes present Aubrey O'Day covering the Diddy trial. So now Aubrey running around here like she a reporter, like now she the white Rolanda Watts, like you out on the scene with the gangster lean about to report from what's going on at the trial. I mean, do what you got to do to make that money. So it said that, yeah, it will allow her to heal nearly 2 decades after Combs, who's 55, removed her from Danny Kane on MTV's Making the Band. Because y'all remember back in 2008, she was fired on camera. And I think it was because he was talking about, Aubrey being too sexy. She trying to change up her image. And I'm sitting there like, we didn't want Sex Kitten from them girls. One of my favorite, I do like Danny Kane's music, but one of the best albums, in my opinion, that's full on, gives me my full homosexual life, is Welcome to the Dollhouse. You can't tell me that is not the gayest pop record to come out from that group. Damage, Striptease, bitch. When Striptease come on, I makes you want to take your clothes off. It definitely makes you feel like that you got your imaginary wig on and you want to be doing all like it definitely gives me that. So Striptease is my shit. So I don't know what y'all talking about. And then Diddy up in there getting in his feelings. And I think it was because Aubrey had a mouth. She was willing to challenge him on a lot of things. And he don't like it. It just seems like he don't like women who are in control. He always wants to be in control. He thought he was the sixth member of not only Danny Kane, but Day 26. He wanted to be the star of Making the Band. I just think that he didn't take either of them groups serious. He just thought it was going to be a cute type of show, that it was going to be for him to be all over TV and do whatever, even when it was with the band, where he still had them running across to Brooklyn to freaking Junior's to get him a damn cheesecake. I would be that. You know what? It's funny. I'll say like, shit, you would not catch me out here doing that. But then again, let me travel back to that time. Probably would have. Because that's like when you feel like when you want something so bad and you hungry, not for the cheesecake, but you hungry for the moment of being famous, that you're going to be able to get out of the hood and out of poverty, and you're going to be able to take care of your family. You would do anything to have that. And that's what that symbolized. Some people will find that problematic. It felt a bit masochistic on Diddy's part because it's, I got control over y'all. I can make y'all do whatever I want. Because I got y'all, I have your career in the palm of my hands. I can make or break you. And while that makes for good TV, when looking back on it, it's kind of shady that you manipulate and take advantage of these people who are hungry to have what you have. Because I'm wondering if when you made it to where you were at the time, were there people out there doing that to you? So she says, this podcast is the first step in reclaiming my voice and character that I was robbed of when I was abruptly fired from my band in order to appear discredited. My heart goes out to all the victims, especially those who have been spared and anyone taken these claims seriously prior. My sincere hope is that justice will prevail and for there to be further systemic changes within the music industry to prevent all forms of abuse from those in a position of power. This is what she concluded. O'Day, as you know, first confirmed that she would not be testified against Combs during the premiere episode of the iHeartRadio Project, telling TJ Holmes, "No, I'm not here to testify for the Diddy trial that I know of." She went on to say that she was contacted by Homeland Security and did have a meeting with the organization, saying, quote, "I posted on my Instagram that I was here in New York to enjoy myself because I wanted to make it clear to everyone that I am not here testifying." And this is what she clarified, referencing social media posts she shared that caused speculation among fans. Now, Combs, who was arrested in 2024 of September, has denied, of course, all the allegations against him as someone would if they don't want to be out here going to prison for the rest of their life. Because if he is convicted, he will be spending the rest of his life in prison. He's already started doing like what? Maybe well, it was September. He's only been in jail. So he's been in there for about 8 months. Now, if Austin Wolf keep it up, you know what? His thing has been postponed so many damn times. Literally June of next month, which will be June. It'll be a year he's been behind bars and still ain't set a damn trial date. But we got trial dates on his bunkmates. Well, they're not technically bunkmates, but they're all up under the same roof. Luigi Mangione and the Diddler. So we already went through the whole Cassie situation, all her bombshell statements. You already know that Dawn Rashad was currently on the stand testifying, and they went, Diddy's team, they cross-examined and they went a little hard on her. Excuse me, as if they couldn't go hard on Cassie because, she is pregnant. And as I said before, Cassie, which a lot of people didn't know until it was brought up in the courtroom, we all thought, a lot of people was going around and saying, "Oh, she made $100 million and stuff from Diddy. That was her settlement." It was actually $20 million. So she made over $30 million because the 20 comes from Diddy. And, what all the things he did to her and her having all the evidence to go up against him. And he tried to call her bluff. And she was like, "No, I'm going to take your ass down." And you see how after all that stuff came out, within less than 24 hours, he settled for $20 million. And now she's about to make the additional 10 comes from the Intercontinental Hotel, where she got that beat down that we seen that video that was all over CNN and all these other websites that continuously show this thing like it's on a damn loop, which is annoying. It's like, we got it. We know she got her behind cake. We don't need to see y'all continuously showing it and showing it and showing it. Because I feel like that's a way that y'all brainwash people. When you continuously show something over and over and over and over and over again, and then you expect them, well, apparently they found their jury. Because I was like, y'all expect these people to not be able to see these videos the way that y'all was running it into the ground? So yeah, so she apparently, the word on the curb is she made off with $10 million from the Intercontinental situation because Diddy was able to get the footage and they covered up the whole situation instead of helping her, which is what y'all should have did, instead of thinking like, oh, well, a celebrity coming up in y'all hotel and keeping his discretion was made way more important than the person being victimized by this celebrity. So now y'all out of $10 million. So she did say that it's a forever thing that you have to wake up every day and choose to evolve past. It doesn't go away. It's like childhood trauma. We don't think it just disappears in our 30s, but really we start realizing how bad it really is in our 30s. That's absolutely true. So like when you're in your 30s and 40s, I feel like that's a time of reflection. That's when we see all the things. And it's like you have to just find a way to either deal with those situations, or some people will self-medicate. But you have to realize when you start self-medicating because you don't want to deal with those traumatic issues that you had to deal with when you was a kid or whatever the case is, or even when you were in an abusive relationship with, be it with your family or your significant other, whatever the case is, that's only a temporary Band-Aid because you can suppress it, but eventually it does, that water boils to the top and it spills over. And those, you still have to deal with those traumatic situations. So nip it in the bud right away, see a therapist, get the help you need. There are many of outlets and things of that nature where you could deal with SA. I do believe, hold on, let me see if I got, because I'm sure I got one of the DV stuff. Yeah, I definitely, I always come with something. So yeah, if you out here experiencing domestic violence and all the other stuff, you better call that hotline. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding what Miss Aubrey had to say about Diddy? Are you bummed that, yeah, she's not going to be able to testify against him and stuff in court? Well, even if she doesn't get to testify, at least now, Amy Robach and the TJ Holmes have found another way to continue their grift going, because quiet as it's kept, nobody care about them in a corny ass relationship. So now they got to find another way to make a butt and keep y'all interested in wanting to check out whatever they got going over there. So they decided to bring in Miss Aubrey, because Aubrey is a firecracker. Aubrey is somebody who's very opinionated. And even when I posted something online about Diddy, I think it was like, the devil finally got his due, whatever she did like that, and reposted it with something I commented on or posted it under her or whatever. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.